Well, I guess that the aim with Global Perspectives is just to have a greater sense of cross-cultural understanding and come to recognise the way in which the world is now so deeply mutually implicated, so that really it's impossible to think of any one particular nation or culture as being isolated from all the others.
只让孩子懂得，他因为要走出国门的，每个文化各美其美，美美与共，就是说要懂得欣赏、接受不同的文化和差异，这是一个在现代社会非常重要的一个教育，就是理解的教育。
There's just a huge demand from wealthy middle-class families across Asia, mainly, who are wanting to get their children into Western universities, mainly America, and they're willing to pay large sums of money for an international education here in China and Thailand and India, so that their children can go to a prestigious Western university. We expect that to continue. Number of expatriate families is in decline, but the number of wealthy local families is on the increase.
You've got to have an understanding of what your curriculum is about. What are you teaching the children? Because particularly in China, you've got to be careful you don't only look in, you should also be looking out.
The most important things are that students these days get a global education. Increasingly, students from China don't just want to go to university in China, but they want to go to university in the US. They want to attend my university, UCL, in the UK. So education's much more global than it's ever been before.
理想的国际教育是能给学生创造更多的资源，让学生可以去使用。所以学生首先是可以做自己，相对来说不是完全，但是相对来可以做自己想做的事情。那谈到全球素养的话，不仅是说我更多注重的是学习能力了，或者是知识方面的能力了，但是更多的还是你的沟通能力、你的团队协作能力、你的全球视野，对你这个如何能快速的融入某个团队或者某个环境等等，这些就是适应能力，这些都是我觉得所有的学生，包括成年人也是一样的，这个未来要重点发展的技能。
An overinvestment in some of the digital technologies and the online technologies that we feel are very current at the moment and we've been very seduced by. But if you look at the history of humankind, I think that on the whole, education has been something that has happened by young people being embedded in a wider cultural milieu.
学校不仅是一个教学知识的地方，更重要的是一个人和人相处的平台。同学之间、师生之间，他这个培养人和人，不管现在科技怎么发达，我想这个功能是电脑取代不了的，但教学形式会有很大的变化。
I think schools, though, are just as much about growing up and learning to work with other people as they are about what you learn. Calculus is calculus is calculus. People need to learn to sit with their friends and learn to talk to people.
It'll be challenging. There's going to be much more diversification around teachers. There will be less British, American, Canadian, Australian teachers. There will be more locally trained teachers, Chinese teachers, Thai teachers, Indian teachers, trained on Western pedagogy.
We need to have a greater understanding of how different cultures operate, how different societies order themselves, the ways in which history has led up to this particular moment in human evolution, and what it is that we can do to move that on most productively.
Chinese students are very varied depending on their own personal background. There's a great deal of interest in science and development and technology and the arts. So I think we have a lot to learn from each other, but I don't think there is one type of Chinese student. I don't think that's right.
只要把中国文化最精髓的根儿，在这批孩子的心目中能够沉淀下来， 生长下去。这是我们正在尝试的事情。西方的不用你教，他会，一看就会。
现在其实所有的学校都这门在尝试说我中西融合的课程，但是确实很难，是因为毕竟是两种文化。我们是希望我们能创造一些机会，让大家可以有机会去沟通、去交流，然后慢慢的摸索出了一个相对比较成熟或者相对比较稳定的一个模式来，然后去帮助中国的学生去成长。